Rules of Shiva. Har 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 Mahadev. How can there be rules of Shiva when Shiva is the rule breaker? So these rules are only for humans like us to be able to emulate Shiva or reach Shiva in our own way. Be more like Shiva. Rule number 1. Innocence. He is innocent. Bholenath. The innocence of a child, of a baby. The baby is not calculating what's good and bad for him. What's in it for him. He's not looking you and judging you for what sins you've committed in the past or what your glory is in the moment. The child is fully trusting of life, not knowing what might happen, not worrying about it. Full trust in the divine, that it will be taken care of. Can you bring this aspect to your daily life? Can you live with complete trust in the divine, that no matter what happens, it'll work out for you? Rule number 2. Become natural. Be how this universe, this Brahman, intended you to be. Don't try to be like anyone else. Don't copy or emulate someone. Their language, the way they dress up, how they behave. Be you. Laugh loud if you need to laugh. Cry completely, no matter even if it's in public. If anger is coming up, just express your anger. Don't try to, put on makeup on your behavior to make it socially acceptable. Because then you'll always be a slave. And you will lose that essence that nature gave you. Your uniqueness will be lost. You'll destroy it. So being natural, without worrying about what others will perceive of us, will really free you. Rule number 3. Shiva is an outcast, a rebel. Total disregard for societal norms. Doesn't want to be a part of this crazy society. Who created the society? Humans? For their own convenience? How to be, how not to be? He's an aghora. Look at the people that are surrounding him. Bhoot Pichach, ghosts, people of, other worlds, other dimensions that are not socially even acceptable. He dances with them, drinks with them. He lives in the Shamshan, the place that we're really afraid to go to. Stand alone. So what if you break the rules of this society? These rules are not cosmic rules. So Shiva is beyond right and wrong, what's good and bad. How can you embrace the weirdness in you? That's, for the lack of a better word, embrace your weirdness. Rule number 4. He's reckless. He lives with total abandon. He'll dance. Complete intensity. Doesn't care who's watching, not watching. How is he dancing? He lives on the edge of life. Totally reckless. Not caring about whether he'll live, die, what will get lost, what will others say, whether he'll make something out of his life or not. Every moment is lived with complete intensity because he doesn't fear death. He's so aware of death that life is throbbing for Shiva. He's not living a lukewarm life. He's not living a life of, an ordinary life. He's seeking to really live every moment because he's so aware that death is standing just a few inches away and it can happen at any moment. The time to leave can come. So really live while you're alive. Rule number 5. Embrace pain. We all want the good things that life has to offer. We want the good stuff. We want the pleasantness. But we're so afraid of pain that we're always running away from it. But it's the seed of pain that sprouts and blossoms into your spiritual self. The union with Shiva does not happen without pain. So embrace pain every time something goes wrong, every time you are wronged, every time you're hurt, and you feel pain, really feel it. And that will, rocket your journey to Shiva. The more pain in this aspect, the more gain. Rule number 6. Become a lover. Shiva is the perfect lover. Parvati ji is always sitting on his lap. Because he's a lover, he's not carrying any grudges. He's not carrying any baggage of past stuff that's gone wrong in his life. How he's been betrayed, how he's been bruised. Every moment is anew. And Shiva chooses to love. Choose to love because love is the language of the universe. This entire universe is working on the energy of love. So in your life, how can you give more love? And I don't mean conditional love, if you give me this, then I love you. Just really love for the sake of love. Forgive. Without forgiveness, you cannot love. With conditions, you cannot love. So in every moment, try to break your boundaries and really make yourself available for love. Give love. Rule number 7. Be fair. Be fair, really. We're so discriminating in our day-to-day life. We treat people below us poorly, and the ones we think are above us, whether it's in terms of wealth, beauty, power, stature, we greet them with our arms wide open. I really see this happening all around me, across the globe, no matter who you are. The ones who are weaker than you think you have a right to treat them whichever way you can. Whether it's your women, whether it's your staff. I see in so many communities, there's racism, there's violence and abuse just because the other person is weak compared to you in some way. But that's not Shiva, and that's not Shiva-like. Shiva's a real fair person. Everyone is the same for Shiva, whether it's the Prime Minister and whether it's your toilet cleaner. It's the same. So-called ugly, pretty, all the same. Rich, poor, all the same. So if you want to be like Shiva, really try to be a fair, unbiased human being in your life. Rule number 8. Detachment. A place where we all have real trouble. Because when we really love someone, it's so hard to detach. It's so hard to let go. It hurts to let go. Detachment is the truth. Because what is it that death can't take away from you? Divorce. So painful, right? Because what you had thought will last your entire life, it didn't happen. Someone left. someone was taken away. Death is the same thing. You thought this will be forever. A child in some house, a parent, a partner, someone dies, and your whole world comes crashing down. You question, what's the point of all of this? Why should I even bother living life? Why should I bother doing anything? Disease happens. This beautiful body that you're busy taking care of all day long, still disease can happen. And it deeply troubles you because you're so attached to this body. But will death not take this away too? Whatever you do in your life, the businesses you're building, the relationships you're taking care of, really be prepared for it to be taken away from you. And it can happen like that. This huge life that you've built will just fall apart in a split second. The one who is detached will do everything, but totally aware of this truth, that nothing belongs to you, no one belongs to you, it all belongs to that one Brahman. Rule number 9. And this is the real meaning of Shiva. Transformation. Transformation is the ultimate truth. Because nothing ever dies. Even if you've ever studied physics, we read and we study that energy can neither be born nor can it be destroyed. And when energy cannot be born or cannot die, then how can you? Because we're all bundles of energy. So this Brahman was neither created nor can it be ever destroyed. Difficult for the mind to fathom. Difficult for a little ego to accept this. But it's such a relief from the illusion of even death. Because death is just a pause. It's not the ultimate truth. Something happens beyond death. And the Hindus know about, I don't never say the word believe, because they know that there is reincarnation. And Shiva is the master of this domain. Just like water turns into vapor, turns into ice, turns into steam. Everything is in constant change. Plants are growing old, plants are dying. Humans are taking birth, aging, dying. But that between that death and that birth is something called as transformation. Until we are not comfortable with this, we'll really suffer in life. We'll have a hard time accepting change. So be like Shiva and embrace your transformation.